Well, than that, it was actually pretty fun.
Most of the stuff
Chapter
is-
10:5.
We ended up in like
got
a part of fucking
Page
DC, that shit was
727,
scary. It was hella
15
scary.
through 29.
I thought I was
So
gonna
this
get
will be
robbed.
15 and 17. Thing on 15 is to find the area. Okay. The formula for an area.
1/2 percent.
Nope.
No.
1/2 BC sine A. Okay. So when you're given a sine or an angle, now you can find the area of the triangle by using your trig instead of 1/2 base times height, or in other words, turning it into a right triangle. Right? We don't need to turn it into a right triangle anymore because it's kind of difficult. If I know all these sides and I know this, I won't know what height this is.
Yeah.
Because I won't know how long this is and I won't know how long this is, so I can't do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Right? So I'm stuck to using my trig. And this is what happens a lot on the SATs. They give you this problem. It's really basically easy if you remember the formula. Okay? The formula is really simple. If they give you A, then you're going to use the legs of B and C. If they give you angle B, you're going to use the legs of A and C. So whatever angle they give you, you use the legs that aren't opposite of it. In other words, the way this works out is this is A, then this is little a. If this is B, then this is little b. If this is C, then this is little c. And that's how we do trig. Okay? So, in this case, they're giving us A, right? So we're going to use the sine of A, or the sine of, we're going to use the area is equal to 1/2 BC sine A. And in this case, we're using sine of 94 degrees. Okay? And so we need to use B and C, which is C is 60 and B is 46 and 1/2. And that's what the area is going to equal. And so we just throw it in our calculator now. It's all calculator work these days. Okay? So we're going to plug it in our calculator. All right. As 0.5 times 46 times 60 times sine of 94. Make sure it's in degrees. Okay?
I'm gonna use that.
It equals, and we get 1376.64. 1376.64. And then double check. 1376.6. Boom. So you need to be able to get that answer. If you're not getting that answer, double check and make sure that it's in degrees. Okay.
I got it.
Now, a lot of my students last year in Algebra 2 decided, hey, I took the ACT, I passed it, I'm all good, I'll just use it in my phone, and that's cool, use your phone. But, beware, because the SBACs are coming up after the break, okay? And all of you in here have to take it. You're all 11th graders, right?
Yeah.
So, you all have to take it. Now, if you're a 12th grader and you're thinking about college, you should take it anyways. And the reason is this. College is starting to look at the SBACs. Okay? From now on out, because it's a guaranteed test that every student has to take, then they're going to look at those in succession with the ACTs or the SATs.
I have a question. For when you found that out to use A, why was it A? Just because it was the highest degree? Or
Well, I just labeled it A, B, and C, right? I could have easily labeled it A, B, C, and then I would have used B, right? Sine B.
Well, I was just wondering how come you picked that one. Like, what was, like, why?
Why did I choose A?
Yeah.
Because it's the only one they gave me.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. Why you
Yeah,
used it.
it's the only one. Now, if I would have taken this one if they gave it to me, if I wanted to, or this one, but they didn't give those to me, and I don't know. I know they're not equal, right? So I don't know what their proportions are. So, okay.
I'm missing a contact, that's what's wrong. Missed result.
Oh, there you go.
Results there. Like, why does it all look 3D?
Where's your contact?
Now,
No, she obviously doesn't has it.
in number 17, they want us to find. They want us to find little c and little d. Okay, so we need to
This guy.
figure out the length of the sides, and the way we do that is through law of sines. This is law of sines. Get it, know it, learn it, memorize it.
So the top one is just for area, and the bottom one is for law of sines, is that what you said?
Yes.
Keep that
Law
yummy over there.
Sines.
That hot breakfast.
Now, these can all be flipped,
Global.
right? Guys, these can all be flipped, and you may want to flip these, because if you don't have the sides, then it's nice to have the sides that you don't have on top, right? It makes math much easier. So this is also little a over sine A, which is equal to little b over sine B, which is equal to little. So does that mean little a over sine A is equal to little c over sine C? Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay? They go in any given direction. Okay? Now, this goes back to why you are taught proportions. Proportions are huge. Does that mean that I can have A over C and sine A over sine C? Does that work? And this is what I'm teaching in geometry today, right? If you were here.
I got the notes.
Cool. So you know it then.
I'm all over it.
Right. So is this true? Does this work? Okay. So, just wondering.
I wrote it down.
So the way you figure out if this works is you use something you know to figure out something you don't know. Okay? Alright. Pretend this is 1/2. Pretend this is 3/6. Okay? Okay? You follow me so far? Now, if I place these in the same aspect, 1 to 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And 3/6 as 3/6. Is that true? Then this is true. Use what you know to figure out what you don't know. The book doesn't tell you this stuff. Okay? But this is proportions. Proportions are equal as long as they are proportionate. Right? So, I can use what I know. I know 1/2 equals 3/6, and I know that 1/3 equals 2/6. No matter how I do this, it's always going to come out true. Right? So therefore, this is also true. It's pretty cool stuff. Actually, no one's ever taught me that. Ever. Okay? Makes this so much easier. Because now I have an E right here, right? E is 6, right? So now I can go, okay. So if I have the sine of C or the sine of E, right? Then I have sine E over E, right? Is equal to sine whatever else I have. I have C, okay? So sine C, and I don't have little c, right? Now, how can I set this up in a nice, easy problem so I don't have to do all this? Cross, multiply, okay, divide, right? There's a lot of stuff I got to do to solve for c. See what I'm saying? Get it, c. C. So if I have this C here, then I'm going to be multiplying, moving it all around, right? I don't have to do that. I can set it up as like I did over here, right? As long as I have the A over C, which one do I not have? I do not have this, right? So I want that one on top. If I have the C over the E, right? And then I have the sine C over the sine E, right? And now I just plug in the numbers. C I don't know, so let's just call it little c, right? E is 6, right? And then I got sine of C, which is 82, over the sine of E, which is 37, right? And now I multiply both sides by 6, right? So C is equal to 6 times sine 82 divided by 37. So I plug that in my calculator. Now when you plug it in your calculator, you have to be very careful. Okay? You plug it in your calculator, you have to put parentheses in there. 6 times the sine of 82, and then in the parentheses, and then divide by the sine of 37. And you get 9.87 for C. Williams. Okay, and so
you just put 9.87?
yeah, 9.87. And then I want to check and see, well, it says here that C is 9.9.
This is round up?
Yeah, so it's just rounded up. It's good to go. Okay, so we're doing it right. It works. Okay, so we can do it again. Okay, we don't have to do this crap.
Do we need to change it to 9.9?
You can.
Well, you can. It doesn't matter. The point is that we're doing it right. Right?
It's just rounding up because how high the number is.
So if I'm going to look for D, how would I set that one up? You tell me how to set that one up. How I kind of set this one up.
Do we still use E?
I wouldn't use a rounded off number. I would still use, you would still use E. I wouldn't use C. I wouldn't use the rounded off number.
We don't have anything for D.
So what would I put on top? D or E?
Well, D, because you don't know what that is.
Yeah, perfect. And do I have the angle for D?
No.
Oh no. So I can't solve it then.
We figured it out.
Oh, how?
Add it all up, subtract it from 1.
Yeah, remember, this is a triangle. All the angles add up to be 180, right? So I can figure out D always. I can always figure out the last angle just by adding these two angles up and subtracting from 180. So angle D is equal to 180 minus the 82 plus 37. Okay? So 82 and 37 is 89 is 117 or 119. Is that right? And then 119.
Wait.
So 120 from 80 is
I got
60.
like 97.
So that's 61.
Wait.
Yeah, I have 61 also.
Is that right?
What is it?
That's what I got.
Plus 37. I just got 61.
61? Okay. So we know D is 61. And so now I can go right back into this. It's kind of like a template now, right?
Yeah.
We just go, okay, I instead of E,
It's
I need D, right? Instead of C, I need D. So I got the D on top. I've got the 6 on the bottom. it equals the sine of D, which is 61, divided by the sine of E, which is 37, right? And so now I just know that I cancel this 6 out and put it right here, and so that's what D equals. And so I plug that into my calculator. Remember, using the parentheses,
What is it,
6 times, and what some of these calculators do is you don't even have to put times sign. You just type 6 sine, and it'll automatically multiply it for you.
Divided by.
Okay? So 6 sine 61 in the parentheses, and then divide it by the
I
sine
got 8.71.
of 37,
If you got the same thing, hopefully.
8.72.
Damn it, how'd you get 2?
Well, it's 719.
Oh,
72.
round it up. I was kind of mad. I was like, what the
So
fuck?
D is equal to 8.72. Okay? Now I'm sure that the book got 8.7, right?
Yeah,
Because they got only 1 decimal last time. And if I had told you to round to the nearest 10th, I just didn't read it. Yeah, I did. So, 8.7. Okay? So, and that's how you do law signs and
there's
area.